poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need. You know what I'm saying? To improve your life and, change it for the better. Happy Friday to you guys. It's gonna be somewhat of a hot day where I'm at. Tomorrow's gonna be really hot. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you stay cool, whatever you doing. Just, you know what I'm saying? Don't get heat exhausted out there, because that ain't nothing to play with. Make sure you staying hydrated, drink your water. You can dibble and dabble, you know what I'm saying, with other things in between times, but make sure you stay with your water intake, because your body is mostly made up of water, and I'm pretty sure people know that. But you go outside and you ain't drinking enough water, it could cause problems. I don't want that for nobody, you know what I'm saying? So again, thank you to all my supporters. You guys are great. You guys are the ones that, you know what I'm saying, I do this for. I really appreciate you guys, listening to my videos. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll also be saying it at the end, just in case y'all didn't get it this time. People need to know. We need to bring more awareness to the world. And you know what I'm saying, when you're confident in your feminine energy, you're able to empower others instead of looking at it as somebody's trying to tell you what to do. It's not like that, you know what I'm saying? So before I jump into my video, I don't want to get too left field with what I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to get in more detail about a certain topic that I'm going to talk to you guys about. This video is going to be on the masculine and feminine energies and how we're all born with both of them. Doesn't matter what gender you are. And if you don't have the adequate balance in your life to balance out both of the energies, you'll work more in one than the other, which will, you know what I'm saying, pan out how your life is going to be and direct your choices and basically navigate your life. It's instilled in every single human being, but depending on how they're nurtured and cared for, it will determine which one a person operates more out of, until you figure out how to get that balance, which means you have to do a lot of meditation and self-awareness of yourself. A lot of humans in the world are in this space in life where it's denial. Don't want to admit, don't want to accept the parts of me that I'm not willing to look at. But the more that you learn how to accept those things, you start to balance out your feminine and masculine energy to where they're the yin and the yang, and they're balanced out together. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm just trying to feed y'all some game that I think, can benefit everybody, because I can only speak from personal experience from me. So I'm hoping that from my story and what I express to y'all can help people understand a little bit more on where I'm coming from with this, so y'all could be able to look at it in your own way. Because I'm not here to judge nobody. I'm not here to put nobody down. I'm not here to talk about nobody. I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. Because at the end of the day, my own self-awareness and balance inside myself is the only person I have to be concerned with. Because at the end of the day, you can feed a ton of game to your children, to, you know what I'm saying, the people in your life, the people you surround yourself with. It doesn't matter how much game you feed to them. It's all in how much they are receptive to it. If they are receptive to it in a certain way, then, you know what I'm saying, okay. But you can't determine that for no human being. I don't care who it is. The only person that you can be receptive and understanding of it and the information you're processing and receiving is yourself. Period, point blank. And the person that you are, you know what I'm saying, people like your kids, for instance, are looking for that balance. And so sometimes they'll follow, but you have to understand at the same time, they also have a side of them that, you know what I'm saying, has to be balanced out only by themselves. Can't nobody control their whole aspect of themselves. And I say that for, like, you can have a mother and father be there present in a child's life, and the child grow up and decide they want to rob banks. Get caught, go to prison, do life in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, it's all up to oneself. It doesn't really matter, you know what I'm saying, about your environment. It is all based on how you decide to internally balance out that masculine and feminine energies to make them coincide together to make a better life for yourself. And it will be related to, you know what I'm saying, your family line and your family traits. Like, it does matter who you have intercourse with and you produce a child by, because that child will also have two sides of, you know what I'm saying, the mother and the father. Like, at the end of the day, it's instilled in everyone. Every human has it, no matter what gender. But, you know, the world is advancing. You could go out there and, you know what I'm saying, pay to have a kid in a lesbian relationship, in a gay male relationship, don't even matter. But it boils down to the fact that only the sperm could fertilize the egg. That is the way the baby is created at the end of the day. So you can't avoid scientific facts. That's just what it is. You got to be understanding of that. But again, the world we live in, I'm the type of person, love is love. I don't care what you do in your life, what you paid for, what you do to make you happy. If that's what makes you happy, keep doing it. By all means, you know what I'm saying? I love you for the person that you are. I'm not judging your life. You don't gotta act a certain way, be a certain type of way for me to, you know what I'm saying, want to be around you and like you. That, nah, I'm not that type of person. The equal balance, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm confident in myself. And some of the things I do in my life may not be okay for others. But that means you genuinely don't rock with me for real. That means I'm only your friend or your family member or an associate of yours based off of certain things that I do that accommodate you. And I'm the type of person now in my life, I'm able to look at that and identify with that. And if I don't agree or I feel like you're controlling me or using me, then I'm just going to stay away from you. That is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But in order to grow and be more self-sufficient in who you are, it's imperative that you spend time alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people really understand that enough. Like, they're always surrounded by somebody. They always need validation from somebody. They always in a drama. They always in a mess. Like, listen, you're not really finding out who you are like that, because you're being, you know what I'm saying, controlled or dominated or looked at by other people, you know. And it sometimes that can influence your character and your personality and who you are, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, back to the understanding of this video. A lot of people in the world right now, in my current age, and older, younger, whatever, are navigating their life, or, you know what I'm saying, living life basically with the hurt of what someone else has done to them. You know what I'm saying? And it causes them to react a certain type of way, causes them to do a certain type of thing, you know what I'm saying, that I don't think is really knowledgeable to the conscious mind. But recently, in this last, you know what I'm saying, year and a half, I've had an experience where I looked at my life and I started to understand that it all makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I cannot be mad at my father. I cannot be mad at my mother. I cannot be mad at my grandmother. I can't be mad at my cousins. I can't be mad at, you know, ex-friends. I can't be mad at, you know what I'm saying, old associates, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because they are only operating their life based on how they see best fit for them. And that can come with a lot of traits unbeknownst to you. You know what I'm saying? Unbeknownst to everybody. Things that people internally deal with. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people in life want to use a lot of, you know what I'm saying, their direction in life based off of the hurt that they receive from someone else. the pain they receive from someone else. And usually they block it off in their mind so good and continue to live life on the surface normally until you hit a brick wall, and it is time to wake those things up that you have been running from to better help yourself become at peace. You are not at peace if you're still holding on to any type of hurt that you have feel like someone else has caused you. And growing up in the generation that I'm in, a lot of us have hurt that is related to our parents. We have to put the blame on the parents. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, one thing my mom used to always say is, don't nobody owe you nothing. And you're right. I owe myself everything to become at peace with myself by understanding my dad's walk and his journey and how he lived life according to what he saw comfortable and fit for him is due to his experience. I am not him. I am just a byproduct of him. My mother as well. I don't know your life. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know the emotions you had to feel. I don't know the things you had to go through. I am just a byproduct of you, which means when you have two people, a masculine energy and a feminine energy, come together and bring a child into the world, that child is already born with the things you didn't find peace within yourself inside of you. That child is now been born with those same traits, and it is up to them to experience life with the help of their mother and father, if not with the streets, on how to balance out that feminine and masculine energy. A masculine energy is a lot of times expressed a lot when you're in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? And I know from experience, I had to operate out of my masculine energy for a majority of my life because of the simple fact I have a soul feminine energy that I operate out of, and it is who I am, that I was afraid of getting hurt. And so in order for me to protect myself from getting hurt, I would operate solely out of my masculine energy, because that was the safest for me, which means I could be controlling, I could be assertive, I can have high ambition, I could be overly aggressive, I can be impatient, I could be feeling out of touch in the world, poor health, anxiety, stress. All those things are someone who is operating out of their masculine energy the most. When you operate out of your feminine energy, you know what I'm saying? You acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, your abundance. You know, express appreciation. You know, you help, you empower others. You know, you do self-care tactics. You know what I'm saying? You know, you understand how to process other people's emotions as well as your own. And trust me, it is a series of human experience tests you have to go through in life before you can figure out how to balance the two. And most times what happens is people go through that one devastating experience that completely throws off the balance, and they don't know how to get it back. You know what I'm saying? Because that experience was just so devastating to them that one energy is now operating in their life higher than the other. No matter how much they try to balance it out, it will never be balanced because of your lack of empathy and awareness for yourself, to understand that you experienced something that made you feel a strong emotion that you don't want to identify within yourself, and you hide it in the closet as if it doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just speaking from experiences in my life. I'm different. I've always been different. Now, due to the fact that I have operated a lot out of my masculine energy in life from a young kid to protect my feminine side, because when I express those traits that come with feminine energy, I was never acknowledged, always put down, always picked on, always, less than. You know what I'm saying? So I found out a way to protect myself. And in turn, me expressing a lot of my masculine energy, I became attracted to women, you know what I'm saying, that express their feminine energy when our soul felt like it was okay to do so. You know what I'm saying? I have a side to me that can be extremely appreciative, extremely good listener, understanding, caring, empathy. But you have to understand, a person that operates out of their masculine energy, that doesn't know how to really be receptive to that type of feminine energy, because when they were, it was used and abused, have operated so much out of the masculine energy that they don't know how to be receptive to that. So now their only response to that is masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? So my last two relationships, due to their life and their life experiences, they operated solely out of their masculine energy, which means at that time in my life, I was attracted to studs. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like attract like. I may be a woman, you know what I'm saying, but I've lived in survival mode for most of my life, that I operate out of my masculine energy. And so I see that you're doing the same thing, and it's attractive. You know what I'm saying? We smoking cigarettes, we smoking weed, we drinking, we turning up. You know what I'm saying? We doing whatever to make sure our basic necessities is taken care of. It don't even matter if I gotta hurt you, put you in a position that you ain't gonna be okay with. Listen, I don't care. I'm in survival mode, and survival mode means my masculine energy has to do whatever necessary to make sure I stay afloat. Nobody really cares about what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? And me being a woman, that was attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? But now that I have grew and I have looked at my life and figured out how to balance the two, I am now attracted to a woman's woman, a beautiful lesbian woman, period. That's what I want in my life. You know what I'm saying? And it solely boils down to the fact that I figured out how to balance my feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not anxiety and paranoid and not knowing what I'm gonna do, and in survival mode, and always get anxiety, poor health, not feeling confident about myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm truly confident in who I am. I'm truly understanding that, the world will give you everything you need the moment you're on the receiving end of your energy, and not so much in the masculine side where it's control. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, due to whatever experience, a woman who has to operate out of survival mode is so much in her masculinity that she even gets what she wants out of violence and fear. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that type. I've always had that feminine energy inside of me. I was born with it. That is the part of me I got from my mom. But as you go through life and you experience certain things, you tend to turn that off. And your masculine side is more stronger. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And as far as my father's side, he does operate out of his feminine energy a lot. And that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, he's not a man or he's gay or nothing like that. It just means that, he's not really a fighter. He's a lover. You know what I'm saying? He's very supportive of his mother. You know what I'm saying? He understands that, you know what I'm saying, him being a masculine, that, like, for me, he feels like, it's about money, and I be having to explain to him, like, no, that's not the case. I love you for who you are. Like, me just being able to text you and call you and know you okay, and the world hasn't, damaged you or took you by storm, means everything to me. Money is a material aspect. I'm on more of a physical, spiritual aspect of a person. You know what I'm saying? Because for years, my dad, I think, you know what I'm saying, operated out of his wounded masculine side because of the fact that his father was taken away from him at a young age. So that masculine side of you becomes wounded, and you start operating solely out of that masculine side, which means in the streets, not really caring about your kids and what they need, don't really care about women, addicted to drugs, doing what you want, survival mode. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, as a human, everyone wants to feel appreciated. Everyone wants to feel loved, you know. It's just a part of human nature. So, but the downside to that is when you operate more out of your feminine energy of, you know, expressing appreciation, being understanding, a good listener, being able to communicate, being in the era of receiving, a person who operates more out of their masculine energy sometimes takes advantage of that. So then, as a woman, because I can only speak for women, you have to switch and operate out of your masculine side, which means, look, I'm not a wounded masculine, which means I don't have to be aggressive. I don't have to yell. I don't have to be violent. I don't have to coerce fear. I don't have to do none of that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to communicate to you in a clear, understandable way of what I need for you to understand on how to treat me and how to act towards me. Because if I don't, that's me lacking confidence somewhere in myself. When you are fully present in who you are, you're able to do that without the person feeling offended, without the person feeling like you're trying to tell them what to do. No, that's not what I'm saying or doing. I'm communicating to you in a clear, calm, soft way. Now, growing up in the era that I grew up in and the generation I grew up in, a lot of our parents and grandparents were so hurt that they didn't know how to do that. So all of us tend to operate out of that ego, which means you trying to tell me what to do, you being aggressive towards me, you showing anger. So now I'm going to show them same type of actions back to you without understanding the balance of us loving ourselves and figuring out who we are, that it will simmer down and we'll both know how to have a conversation without the arguing and the fighting and the aggression. I think that's, the leading number one factor to a solid relationship. You have to be able to understand how to communicate. Because if you don't, it's always going to be tension and aggressiveness in a relationship. Like, listen, it's good when we wake up and everybody's calm and nobody is fighting. But one little thing said, now we breaking stuff and fighting. It gets serious to where you be thinking about, is my life in jeopardy? Like, I don't think a relationship should be based off of those type of emotions. That's why I'm understanding now that I've always been the type to, wanted to be in a relationship with somebody that loved me and I loved them. But as I experience what I need to experience in my last relationship, I'm also understanding of how important it is to take some time for yourself. Listen, I was operating so much out of my masculine energy when I was in prison. I told my mom, look, I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life. And she told me, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't live your life out trying to be like your mom, me, and your grandma. No, be open to understanding that you will find love. And when she said that to me, I had a change of thought. And it was like, you know what? Now I'm learning how to be really receptive and understanding of myself, and knowing that I don't have to chase anything. I will attract it, which means I will attract a partner for me that understands me, that knows that, you know what I'm saying, I have this dark feminine side of me that you feel me can get out of control if you're not reciprocating to me, you know what I'm saying, what I need. And a person that has done the self-work inside themselves will know that. So the relationship will be a lot smoother for both parties. And that is the key and the magic to a long-lasting relationship. You have to be able to understand how to balance out that male masculine energy and that feminine energy. It is important to your life. It is the map on basically how you navigate life. You know what I'm saying? And it could go back generations, decades before you was even born. A lot of the women in my family were basically taught how to, or learn due to survival mode, how to mask that feminine energy side. So they were aggressive, you know what I'm saying, extremely controlling, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't know how to balance out the feminine side and the masculine side. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to me that now I'm starting to understand. You know what I'm saying? My first love used to always tell me, oh, you're going to turn into a stud. Da, da, da. At that time, me being in survival mode, trying to protect myself from people that wanted to take my feminine energy for a weakness, yes, I may have. Because I needed to protect myself, because that is comfortable for me. Because if I express my feminine side of, you know what I'm saying, showing skin and, you know what I'm saying, and looking sexy all the time, that I felt like at the time was an advantage for a masculine male to take advantage of me. And that's not something that I wanted. And it's all related to my genetics and my family history. Everybody's is different, so you probably wouldn't understand. You know what I'm saying? But it's all related to that and what you feel like you had to do to keep yourself safe. You know what I'm saying? Listen, again, I have nothing against men. But as I grew up in my life, that I'm just not attracted to that. You know what I'm saying? And I have no problem with them. I can get along with them, but as far as my own personal intimate life of who I am, and you know what I'm saying, me being comfortable with that, and so many people in my life from the age of 16 until now try to persuade me to go against that, I'm now understanding of who I am. Being and understand oneself and projecting that out into the world is what make people more confident to be able to be their self. You know what I'm saying? And I'm standing up for that. It's a lot of people in the world who just so biased against, you know, homosexual people in general. And it's been going on since way back when. And that's like, it's an off balance of love. You know what I'm saying? I love love. Everything about me is love. I'm understanding. I know how to communicate. I know how to listen. I'm receptive. You know, I understand, like, if I come to an event and I don't have nothing to bring, or I don't have no money, you stay and you help clean up. You show a person you're appreciative of them feeding you and bringing you to the event, even though you didn't have nothing to bring. Like, everybody's not like that. And if I really don't have nothing to contribute, or I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's more so of what needs to be brought, I won't go. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? And it's really an off balance of the masculine and feminine. A masculine is so much in money mode, hyper independent, controlling, assertive. Like, everything they do is based off control. You know, and the feminine is receiving, understanding, compassionate, love. You know, and it like, and a lot of us in this world, in this day and age right now, are figuring out how to balance both of them perfectly. And it will show in your energy. It will make you more attractive. You know what I'm saying? It will make you more understanding and not in competition mode. Masculines are usually in competition with each other, and it's a lot in women too. Even though they're women, they're operating out of survival masculine mode, which means they're competing against themselves as well as other women. So that's where the balance comes in. Oh, I'm competing against you because you might take my man. Whoop. You know, listen, when you're equally balanced, is, you know, you're confident in who you are. And you understand that the type of person that you are and what you put out into the world, can't no other woman replace that. Doesn't matter what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm at a balance of that in my life. And I have also, you know what I'm saying, figured out and learned how to harness more of my feminine energy by the people I surround myself with. But I'm telling you right now, it wasn't always easy, because of the simple fact I had a family of women that I grew up around who operated out of their masculine energy. So anytime I operated out of my feminine energy, it was shunned upon, frowned down, looked down on. And it made me go into survival mode of protecting myself at all times against everyone. Doesn't matter who you were. But the fact that I was born with a good heart and I love people and I'm understanding of the human experience and life in general, it caused me to be nice. And sometimes people can read right in between that niceness and see that you're really not who you're portraying on the outside, because we can clearly see who you are on the inside. And to the dominant masculine males, whether it's a female or a male, they see that. And once they see that, that gives them all advantage to feel like they could take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? And if that happens and you're extremely damaged by that, or you don't know how to cut it off, now you start completely operating out of your male energy. The compassion, the niceness, the caring, you know what I'm saying? The empathy, the love that operates out of the feminine energy will be cut off, because now you are just hurt and you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'm the type of woman, when women come around me, we not doing that. Especially because I have an understanding of how we grew up in survival mode, which means we tend to, you know what I'm saying, look good, express that feminine side to the world, but you hit a trigger, oh, it's over. We in masculine mode now. We might just throw some rocks at at your car, bust some windows out, get extremely aggressive and violent, because you feel me, you're messing with the dark masculine side of me. And I tried to tell you and I tried to warn you, but you didn't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? Once you get them balanced together, you will know. You know what I'm saying? You could basically see on a person. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? For me. Because becoming at peace means you don't have time to do the arguing, the aggressiveness, the fighting. You know what I'm saying? The getting loud, the getting out of character. Like, I've done it so much in my life that I'm over that. If we can't come to common ground, on peaceful grounds, and understanding that that person is there, but that dragon is asleep. Now, you can choose to wake it up if you want to, but I'm still gonna be calm. I'm still gonna respond to you in a calm way, for the simple fact, now I'm starting to see and understand that you're operating like that because you have healing you need to deal with inside yourself. And maybe it's best that we cut this cord right now, you know. But again, when you are who you are and you find balance between the two, you will attract dark and light energy. You will attract light energy that understands your growth and know where you're going, and they're receptive and they're not trying to harm you or hurt you. And then you'll attract dark energy that, listen, they are attracted to your light like a moth to a flame. And that means that you have to have strong enough boundaries inside yourself to let them know that's not cool and cut it off. You don't gotta be aggressive. You don't gotta be mean. You don't gotta be violent. You're at peace within yourself enough to know that, listen, I don't even gotta do that. Just know I don't gotta do that. So you can, you know what I'm saying, try to come this way if you want. It's not gonna happen. And even me, for instance, just on a personal aspect of operating sometimes out of my subconscious, I be wanting to hit the weed. I be wanting to, you know, drink the bottle. I be wanting to, you know what I'm saying, go outside and do some gangster shit. You feel me? Some shit that, you feel me, listen, that I used to do in survival mode. No, I don't gotta act like that no more. I'm not lonely. I'm at peace. I'm not forcing no relationship with nobody. I don't care who it is. Because, you feel me, once you become at peace with yourself, you'll start to understand. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I love it here. It's great. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to balance out that feminine and masculine energy, people have to understand that you have to do a lot of self-reflection. You have to confront those emotions. You have to confront those feelings. Stop running from them. Stop acting like they don't exist. You feel me? I've learned that people will say anything. They will talk until they become blue in the face. But how they operate and function in life will show you where the damage is. You know what I'm saying? I can clearly see through someone's words and know when they lying, because it's in order to keep up with a lie, you have to tell a lie and keep telling a lie. And at some point, I'll keep reasserting the topic in a smooth, calm way that eventually they'll start to tell the truth on themselves. You feel me? To where it's like, I already knew. So now I just gotta stop talking to you, because you're not gonna understand me and my life and where I'm coming from. You're just one of those people that is trying to suck the energy out of me like a vampire. So now I gotta come, you know what I'm saying, let you be over there, because that inner healing that you need to do does not require me. It requires you to be able to look within yourself and face those things that have hurt you. Because what happens if you don't, whether people want to admit it or not, it gets carried down into your kids and then their kids. No matter how much you have a 2-parent household and you try to parent them in the best way and give them the best knowledge that you see fit for yourself, they're going to do something that's fit for themselves. And it could be tailored back to your genetics and your history. And you're trying to figure out why I did the best I could, because everybody has the right to be themselves. Doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying, what you do or what you give them. It is the balance of the feminine and masculine energies that helps people become at peace with inside themselves. And that means they have to look at their own life and stop running from the pain and the hurt. You know what I'm saying? And people will go on in life just living, not realizing that some certain people have the ability to be able to see that that's where the pain is. It's clear as day. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, you can tell yourself all day, I'm at peace, but you're not. Because you still holding on to pain, anger, and resentment. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, if you don't express it, it will come out in your physical health. It will come out in your anger. It will come out in your anxiety. It's something that you're running from and you just refuse to look at it. You know what I'm saying? And you lie and you manipulate, and you know, you cultivate this life of this bubble that you live in, that you see fit for yourself, and that is so comfortable and at peace, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? And other people can see it. Maybe you can't, but other people can. And that's the dangerous side of this thing called life. You know what I'm saying? The old me and who I was, you can clearly see inside of my soul without even having to talk to me. But now the person that I am today, I do not just associate and talk to everybody. I can't, because you're not going to imprint the certain traits and characteristics you have for yourself onto me and try to shift how I think and see life for myself. I am at peace, and it is the best feeling in the world, because I know that at some point when I do decide to leave this earth and people get up on that stand, I was the same person back then and I'm gonna be the same person now. I'm not motivated by money. I'm not motivated by status. I'm not motivated by, you feel me, nothing physical or material. I am a spiritually good person that treat everybody the same way I want to be treated. And that is going to stand up in court the most. Your character, who you are, whether you put on a certain persona or you act a certain way, people can see. We're all very spiritual intellectual beings that can clearly see a person for who they truly are. And that will determine how a person reacts, how a person thinks, how a person rocks with you, and how a person sees you. You know what I'm saying? And in order for people to see you in your truest, highest form, you have to give that same compassion, love, and understanding to yourself. Which means you can't keep running from who you are. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it easier when, you know what I'm saying, you have people around you that's also receptive to their own life and who they are. Like, you know, but I'm in a day and age now where it's not a lot of people that's like that. For instance, I can bring up certain situations that, you know, hurt me, and in order for me to heal myself, I need to express. At the same time, she gonna hit me with the act in denial, act like she didn't do nothing, aggressive, you feel me, yelling, and now we ain't got nowhere. So that teaches me, write it down, express it to yourself, go see someone else that you can talk to. You know what I'm saying? But become at peace within yourself by understanding and knowing they operated out of something that they seen fit for themselves, and you will become at peace. You won't be hurt. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have had a more present father, and my mom wouldn't have had to be a single mother. But again, he was operating out of whatever energy he seen fit for himself. And it's a difference between the divine male and the wounded male. It's a difference between the divine feminine and a wounded feminine. Like, they all act different, tailored to their own personality and life. You know what I'm saying? But it is in every single human being. So it's crazy to me how you'll see people who just be totally against homosexuals and things like that. And it's kind of like, why? When love is love, at the end of the day, it's still a baby being born every day. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? People that's really happy in being in same-sex couples, marriages, and relationships. And it's kind of like, if you hate that about me, you really wasn't rocking with me. It was tailored to me having to be what you wanted me to be able to be in your presence, and that's wild. You know what I'm saying? I'm very understanding. I'm not judgmental. I'm caring and compassionate. However my people decide to live, I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? And if I drop some game on y'all just because I see you hurting, you feel me? I know when to back up and just let it be what it is. You feel me? At some point, you'll start to see the signs, and you'll understand what's good for you and what's not. Ain't nobody got to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? You'll know, because your life or start to reflect it. And now is the time where a lot of people's things that they got hidden in that closet that they running from is coming to the surface. But it's like, nobody's oblivious to it. Everybody knows and understands, but it's either you gonna keep acting like it's cool and you gonna run from it, or you gonna finally get to a point where it's like, hey, I need to heal this. Otherwise, my life is going to end up in destruction. And I just refuse to pass that on to my child and die that way. Not at peace. You know, it can cause a lot of physical health problems. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Let's be strong. Let's know who we are. Let's balance out our feminine and masculine energies to be able to become peaceful inside oneself, which means you don't express anger, competition, anxiety, fear against no other human being, because you'll have an understanding and knowing that, you know, we live in life due to the best of how we see fit for us. And if it's wrong and you're not okay with it, you don't got to be around it, but you don't got to hate nobody either. You don't got to judge nobody either. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no ill will about nobody and how they live their life. At the time, whatever they was operating out of is how they seen fit and safest for themselves. You know? At the end of the day, man, if y'all don't know what it is, I just told y'all. Because I want everyone to become at peace within themselves. And the only way to do that is you have to acknowledge yourself. First and foremost, stop running, stop spinning the block, stop cutting corners, stop putting stuff in the closet and locking it and act like it's never gonna come to the forefront. What's done in the dark will come to light at all times. It may not be at that exact moment. It may not be in a few weeks, but eventually it will. And listen, the smacking in the face of what's done in the dark has got to be more crucial than you dealing with it, because the harmonious peace you find within yourself, man, is a beautiful thing. Because can't nobody aggravate you, can't nobody upset you, can't nobody get to you, nothing. And listen, that's lovely. Because when your emotions is off balance and out of whack, I swear, it just seems like every day is a bad day. Doesn't matter how you wake up in the morning. Every day is a destructive, bad day because you're off balance. You haven't balanced the two. Man, listen. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm just out here trying to feed y'all some game because I see a lot of destruction, killing, and hurting of others and angry people in the world these days. And why are we killing us?